right, you made it through. Congrats. We're just gonna go over a brief summary. I know that was a lot of information, so we're really just gonna hit the high points here to kind of drive in kind of all the things that you've learned. The first and foremost, kind of familiarize yourself with the space before investing any money. You might want to make a few paper trades before diving in head first. Just kind of familiarize yourself with the space before investing money. This might be a serious decision. You might be investing a little or a lot. But just make sure that you kind of have some knowledge, before diving in, not just kind of hearsay from your friends, that you try to educate yourself as best as possible. Like I said before, it's so cliche, everyone says it in the industry, but it's really, really necessary to kind of drive home. Don't invest more than you are willing to lose. Profits are far from guaranteed. Just because people are making a ton of money right now doesn't mean that you're going to do that. You could lose a significant amount of money very quickly in this space, so be aware of that. It's very speculative. It's almost on the same level as kind of gambling for a lot of these investments. I really want to iterate, please stay away from margin trading. I didn't even cover it in this lecture. I really hate even mentioning it, but I think that I need to kind of, discuss it because a lot of people get drawn in. If I'm making gains on kind of just normal longs or shorts, I can make so much more on margin trading. For those of you who don't know, it basically kind of allows you to multiply your position. But what it also allows you to do is lose all of your money that much quicker. You can make 4x as many gains, but you also kind of lose all your money 4 times as quickly. So it could be very good, it can be very bad. And it just kind of emphasizes that risk in an already kind of volatile marketplace. I see tons of posts every day. I have friends who've been playing around with it, and they've gotten burned before. So please don't be one of those individuals. We talk about that more in the advanced trading for different trading techniques. Some individuals might want to do that for certain reasons, but definitely not when you first start. It's not necessarily something that's necessary. So just be very wary about that. I also say follow competent traders and then kind of mimic their style, or you can even combine several styles together to kind of create one that works for you. You just kind of have to realize that you're very new to this space. Try to take in as much information as possible, and it always is helpful. It's just like in sports or like any other kind of space that you get into. If you follow the individuals who are very good at it, who've been very involved in it, you can tend to pick up what they do and kind of infer the things that they have learned through those kind of actions that they're making. So that's what I would highly suggest. I've listed a bunch of different communities of a bunch of different people who've been involved in the space, and I'd highly suggest kind of taking it all in, just really trying to immerse yourself so that you can learn as much as possible and make as few mistakes as possible. Some of them you have to make for yourself, but really try to minimize that by taking advice from individuals who've been doing this a long time. I would say sign up for exchanges sooner rather than later. Be wary of keeping too much on exchange and some smaller, shadier exchanges. And again, just going to re-emphasize that security is everything in this space. Things are moving so quickly. It's so easy to lose your money on exchanges or if the security isn't kind of emphasized. So always be aware of where your coins are held. Do you trust that exchange? Is it kind of a centralized way of storing it? Are you storing your coins securely by yourself? That's definitely something you want to educate yourself on. Read some more. I read every day. That's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about this space is, I like to kind of master something to the 80-90% level and kind of learn something new. Every day there's something that I just have no idea about in this space. It just continually keeps me interested. That being said, it can be overwhelming for people who don't necessarily like that style of kind of learning or kind of being involved in something like that. So you need to read, and I would definitely say get involved in a community if you don't necessarily like reading. If you're not able to kind of spend hours and hours a day trading or kind of educating yourself on trades, I'd highly recommend kind of having a community that's able to synthesize a lot of that to kind of feed you the high points. And then that kind of ties into find a way to get better information. I highly recommend joining our Slack channel. We'll send you an invite. We're trying to grow a really great robust trading community there. I think it's a great way to kind of disseminate information, and hopefully we have a great community there. We're going to be highly involved and active in answering questions there, and really try to get that going. And then, like I said at the end, it's not the best, most fun topic to talk about, but you need to be wary of the tax liability incurred. You need to set yourself up to be safe, so you don't have long-term ramifications. I thank you so much for sitting through this course. Hopefully it was educational. Feel free to give me comments, suggestions on how I can improve it. As far as the advanced course, like I said, everything is out there. A lot of this stuff is open source. You can kind of trudge through it. We tried to give you the links and the resources that you need to kind of find out all this information. But we are aware that the space is so fast-paced and there's so much going on that a lot of people with full-time jobs or so much going on in their lives really don't have the time or want to put the effort into it. But they do kind of want to get exposed to the crypto community, and they do want to get exposed to cryptocurrencies. So if that kind of sounds like you, if you're too busy, if you're kind of interested in it, but don't necessarily think that synthesizing all this information and spending hours a day is for you, I would highly recommend joining our advanced trading class. We do like to tell individuals that we're not going to tell you how to trade. We're not going to give you kind of actionable advice. We're not going to just be like a newsletter that's, hey, pump this, dump this, buy this at this price point, sell this at this price point. We really just focus on the analysis. We have several different things that we focus on, but it's really the educational aspect of it. Us being an academic, nonprofit institution, we really want to focus on like finding the truth. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to, necessarily join some of those clubs that are going to tell you how to trade your account, this one isn't for you. But if you're really focused on kind of understanding it and setting yourself up as best as possible to kind of know what's going on and then trade based on that information, and have someone kind of synthesize what's going on currently in the market, this might be a great group for you. So thanks so much for sitting through this course. Hope to see you in the advanced course and then the trading channels that we set aside in Slack.